Hi, it's Hilda from Cooking Fantasies. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make the best cinnamon rolls ever. This is a very easy recipe to make and the rolls taste amazing. It just takes a little long to make, but it's totally worth it. So, for the dough we're going to need 3.5 cups of all-purpose flour, 3 teaspoons of active dry yeast, 3 tablespoons of white sugar, 1 cup of warm milk, 4 tablespoons of melted butter, 2 eggs, 3 teaspoons of vanilla sugar, and 1 teaspoon of salt. For the filling, we're going to need 5 tablespoons of softened butter, half a cup of brown sugar, and 2 tablespoons of cinnamon. For the icing, we need 1 cup of powdered sugar or icing sugar, about 1 tablespoon of milk, and a half teaspoon of vanilla. To start, I will first prepare or activate the yeast. For this, it will take about 2 to 3 tablespoons from the flour. We add the vanilla sugar, about the 2/3 of the sugar that the recipe calls for, the dry yeast, mix everything together, and then we add the warm milk to this mixture while whisking and making sure that everything is well incorporated. Then we cover the bowl with a plastic wrap and leave it on the kitchen counter for about 5 to 10 minutes depending on the temperature of the kitchen until it's all bubbly and foamy. This means the yeast is activated and is ready to use. To make the dough, I will take the rest of the flour. To it, I will add the rest of the sugar, the salt, and the eggs that should be in the room temperature. I do like to break the eggs with a spatula or the wooden spoon, whatever you are using, before adding in the yeast mixture. After adding in everything, you're going to mix it together until you cannot do it anymore. Then it's time to use the hand. While kneading, you can add a little bit of flour to easily remove the dough from the sides of the bowl. Once everything is mixed, we're going to add in the melted butter and keep kneading until all the butter is absorbed and incorporated in the dough. After about 5 minutes of kneading, all the butter will be incorporated and the dough will start coming out together. Now I'll take a clean bowl, brush it with some butter. You can also use vegetable oil or cooking spray. Place the dough in it, cover it, and set it in a warm place to rise for about 30 to 40 minutes or until it doubles in size. To make the filling, I will take the butter in room temperature, mix it with the brown sugar and the cinnamon. You can also add a bit of vanilla if you want. Just mix it with a spoon until you get a creamy texture. After about 40 minutes, my dough has doubled in size and it is ready now. After sprinkling some flour on the sides, I will be gently folding the dough inwards in order to get rid of some of the gas. You do want to degas the dough, but not totally. You have to keep some of that yeast gas. It's what keeps it supple, soft, and easy to work with. Transfer the dough to a working surface after flouring it enough and keep folding gently about 6 to 10 times or until it stops bouncing back. Keep adding flour as much as needed while working your dough, that it doesn't stick to the working surface or to your hands. And now that we have got rid of most of the gas and the dough is holding on nice together, it's very soft and bouncy as you can see, it's time to roll it out. Using the rolling pin and flour, I will start rolling the dough, and you do want to flip it about 3 to 4 times while rolling it and adding flour to make sure that it doesn't stick to the working surface. Roll it into about 1/2 inch thick square. Using the back of a spoon or a spatula, spread the filling. For this, it's important that the butter is very soft or in room temperature. Roll it, making sure that it stays in a straight line. Now the roll is ready. I will put it on the side for 1 minute to rest, and meanwhile I will be preparing the baking sheet. Either you want to bake the rolls directly on the baking pan or on a parchment paper, you have to brush it with some melted butter, both down and from the sides. To cut 12 rolls, I will first cut the roll into 2 pieces. Then cut each half into 3 little pieces. And then cut each little piece in half. Now place the rolls on the baking pan while leaving some space in between them. Brush these spaces in between with the melted butter. This will keep them stay soft and makes it easy to pull them apart. Afterwards, we're going to allow them to rise again for about half an hour or until they double in size. In an oven preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, we're going to bake the cinnamon rolls for about 15 to 20 minutes or until they are golden brown. For the glazing, I will add about 1 tablespoon of cold milk to the icing sugar and the vanilla and mix it well. You can also double the icing recipe if you like your rolls to be more sweet. When you reach the desired consistency, spread the glazing on the rolls while they are still warm but not hot. And there you are, the most amazing and delicious homemade cinnamon rolls that you don't need a stand mixer to make, neither a lot of baking experience.